I'm happy about it being a new season, a fresh start, a new set of guys, a new group of guys. I feel a lot more faster, a little bit more stronger, but I'm just trying to perfect my craft.
Spirits are high. I'm good.
Yes, they did. They must have cut me.
So something really odd is going on in Las Vegas right now between Chandler Jones and the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the information I'm bringing you, everything he's posted ever since has been deleted, but I still felt like it was noteworthy to cover. So before we get to the content, we're doing a huge giveaway on my Instagram story. We really struggled getting Madden codes to you guys because we were limited to only purchasing like 2 per each account. A bunch of us were getting our accounts locked. It was a huge L on me, so instead we're doing cash giveaways. Giving away $500, split between 5 followers that follow me on Instagram. Now that we got all of that out of the way, this is pretty much free money. We only need to correctly pick 2 squares to 3x our money on PrizePicks. And to celebrate the NFL season kicking off, PrizePicks is giving us a free square. All Dak Prescott needs is 1 passing yard in order to fulfill his square. So you combine that with Travis Kelce, who only needs 1 receiving touchdown, and in my opinion, this is a guaranteed win in our books. I don't care if you're the biggest Cowboy hater on earth, Dak Prescott will get 1 passing yard. And we all know Travis Kelce is definitely going to get 1 receiving touchdown. And if you haven't signed up for PrizePicks yet, you could match your initial deposit by using my promo code Mikerophone when you sign up. That's promo code Mikerophone when you sign up for PrizePicks, or just click on the link in the description down below. And thank you, PrizePicks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I've been reading your comments recently. I owe you all a huge apology. It's kind of difficult when you show up to work each and every day trying to find the best stories to bring you guys, and I will admit sometimes I miss. Just know I'm very passionate about what I do. I love all of you guys. I appreciate your support from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you guys could forgive me whenever I make a misstep as I try to evolve as a creator. Chandler Jones is without a doubt one of the best edge rushers of our generation. I mean, we're talking about a man that has consistently put up double-digit sacks and was a dominant force for the Arizona Cardinals in the mid-2010s. In his final year with New England, he had a 12.5 sack season. Then he gets traded to the Arizona Cardinals and he starts putting up 11, 17, 13, and 19 sack season. He misses a year due to injury, and then he comes back, and in his very first game back with the Arizona Cardinals for the 2021 season, he has a 5 sack game. I mean, he's truly a player that I believe doesn't get enough credit, and ultimately he decided to reunite with some of his New England Patriots buddies in Las Vegas about a year ago. Chandler Jones wasn't nearly as prolific with the Las Vegas Raiders, putting up a 4.5 sack season, but if we're being honest, the Las Vegas Raiders defense wasn't necessarily known for being able to stop much of anything. As a matter of fact, the Las Vegas Raiders, both on the field and off the field, were a huge disaster last season. And whether you want to blame that on Josh McDaniels or Derek Carr is up to you, because at the end of the day, the only person on the Raiders that had a fantastic season last year was Josh Jacobs, and that's because the Las Vegas Raiders decided to hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs 340 times throughout the entire season last year. The way they decided to repay him was by franchise tagging him. Historically, I've been very critical of the way the Las Vegas Raiders and their organization. I felt like it was ridiculous to just cut ties with Derek Carr last year when he was 1 season removed from taking your team to the playoffs despite the Henry Ruggs tragedy, the Damon Arnett incident, the fact that his head coach resigned in the middle of the season, and he did it with an interim head coach coaching him. So I felt like the Raiders should have been a little bit more patient with him, and I felt like moving on from Derek Carr and taking on his dead money just for the sake of bringing on Jimmy Garoppolo was a little head scratching to say the least. I definitely do have some suspicions about how things are going to be for the Raiders this year. And no, that doesn't make me a Raiders hater. This is just going based upon their track record recently with the roster transactions that they've made. Benching Derek Carr for Jarrett Stidham over those past 2 games, letting the whole world know that they're going to move on from him, bringing on Jimmy Garoppolo, Devontae Adams feeling a little unsure about the way the Raiders are going to run their offense. Why am I bringing all of this up? Well, it seems like we had a little bit more drama with the Las Vegas Raiders and currently Chandler Jones. Now, I want to make it clear that Chandler Jones, and I wouldn't bring this up if I didn't think it was somewhat relevant, Chandler Jones has had mental episodes in the past. When he was with the New England Patriots, Chandler Jones had an incident where he showed up to a police parking lot shirtless and appeared to be praying during a medical incident. Now, the police would delete their log about the encounter, but what we know is Chandler Jones got down on his knees, interlocked his fingers, and placed his hands lightly against the back of his head. For a quick second or two, he held this position. It was like he was trying to surrender. He was literally as stiff as a board, and he was both upright and rigid. It looked like Chandler Jones was praying. Now, it adds that Chandler Jones was clearly looking for assistance and had made a direct line for the police. Upon being escorted to an ambulance, he remembered that he left his keys at home. When police sent an officer to his home, the officer reported a scent of burnt marijuana. Now, I have nothing against anyone that uses the devil's lettuce. I do know if you suffer from any mental disorders, such as schizophrenia, for example, or bipolar disorder, adding the devil's lettuce to anything will just make it significantly worse. You'll definitely act in a very unusual manner if you sprinkle that in there. So with that being said, and I'm not saying this is a mental episode at all, I just felt like his history may be relevant here. Chandler Jones had another situation that kind of reminded me of this today. So Chandler Jones went onto his Instagram account, and it seemed like he was very frustrated by the fact that he wasn't able to get into the team's practice facility. And it opened up like this: F it, I don't want to play for the Raiders if that's my head coach or GM. I want Patrick Graham Ivy League. Bro, so he just opens up straight up saying that he doesn't want to play for the GM and he doesn't want to play for Josh McDaniels. Now, bear in mind, Chandler Jones has a history with Josh McDaniels. Yeah, Josh McDaniels probably didn't directly coach Chandler Jones in New England, but they were there together at a particular point. And he continues by saying, they won't let me in the building though, they're trying to provoke me. The next message saying, and they had direct contact to my BM and we ain't been together for 5 years. Upon further investigation, I have discovered that BM stands for baby mama. So they had direct contact to his baby mama. I'm guessing, at least what I'm gathering from this, is they contacted his baby mama instead of him. And he continues to say, some lady reporting to her about how I was at work when I don't even talk to her about work or anything. Person, like, how do you know my baby mama? I'm provoked. This part of the story is just wild. And a lot of people are suggesting that Chandler Jones got hacked here, but in the middle of this, he actually posted a video of himself to his story. He then posts these messages, and I'm assuming these are text messages between him and Josh McDaniels, because in the middle of it, he says, I sent this to you, Roomy. And if you go up there, I'm assuming the screenshotted message, in the screenshotted message, is a conversation between him and his general manager, saying, how do you expect me to play this season? And I can't even get my general manager on the phone. Thanks for that portal. Should I call Josh or will he not pick up either? Why y'all bring me to Vegas to play with me? And then he screenshotted that and sent that to Josh saying, I sent this to your roomie with a kissy face emoji. It's a shame that I am a top athlete with 112 sacks in the NFL and I have to go to a local gym to work out during the season for no apparent reason. This is wild to me, Josh, and you know it. You need to do what is right. So it gets even crazier here, and this part of the story is where I felt like kind of correlated to some of the stuff that we've seen from him in the past. Chandler Jones also posted this to his story, which is a journal entry saying, I used to think my idols were crazy, which, get a load of his idols, bro. And no disrespect, because some of the people here that he is mentioning are truly remarkable at what they do. It's just some of the incidents that they've gone into and some of the other stuff that they're known for isn't necessarily the greatest. Let me just read the entry first. I used to think my idols were crazy. One, my blood, my twin, John Bones Jones. We shared the same bunk bed. The older we got, the media projected him to be insane, an animal. I thought to myself, this is not the guy I grew up with. We don't need details. We all see him get crucified via media. I do create content so I guess I'm social media, not really the media. But John Jones is known for being one of the most controversial fighters in the entire UFC, primarily because of the stuff that he was accused of out of the octagon as opposed to in the octagon. When he was in the octagon, he was the biggest matchup nightmare in all of the UFC. The problem was he just couldn't keep out of trouble, and that without a doubt tarnished his career. But let's say you're not a big fan of the UFC, right? Let's say you enjoy rap music. Number 2, Yeezy. Bro, I mean, it's just the timing recently of including Yeezy. I love Kanye West, by the way. Like, I still listen to his music, and I'm a Jewish guy. I still listen to his music whenever I'm working out, but it's just funny that he included this. Jesus Walks got me through life as a kid, growing up in Rochester, New York. It's not the most safe hood in New York. That song made me feel invincible. I wanted to listen to it forever. Speaking of that, it was Kanye, and he spoke about Jesus and God. My Twitter bio hasn't changed since I've made it. I thought that it was amazing, speaking that my dad is a preacher, but we all know he's being crucified via media. I'm not gonna get into that. This is what Chandler Jones believes. The next two, he doesn't even provide an explanation. Number 3, Antonio Brown. And I think this is the most important part. He says, number 3, Antonio Brown, parentheses, problems with Raiders staff. Antonio Brown, who recently shouted us out on Twitter, by the way. Yeah, no joke. Antonio Brown quite literally put our shit on. When he tweeted out this short on Twitter. I was gonna wait until our next Antonio Brown video to tell you guys this, but yeah, it happened. Number 4 is Aldon Smith, which again had trouble staying on the football field and could have possibly been one of the best edge rushers in NFL history if he didn't have problems staying on the field. Now, he ends the entry by saying, these men were being provoked and I believe we're afraid to talk about it, or were put on blast when they react. Well, now it's my turn. I've been provoked for 12 years and I'm not scared to talk about it anymore. Strong black man. I am Chandler Jones, not number 55. So very personal information shared from Chandler Jones. I mean, these are his deepest thoughts that he just put onto Instagram for everybody to see, which is why I can't really commentate on it. You know, if this is what juices him up, if this is what he is as a person, I'm not here to tell him that he's right or he's wrong. I feel like the people that he's listing are very interesting. I mean, each and every one of those people he believes are being misrepresented by the media. And I'm not going to get into a conversation about that. We've made a lot of content on Antonio Brown. All I can say is all 4 of these individuals are very talented and have stuff going on in their lives outside of what they're good at doing. So since then, Chandler Jones has taken all of this off of his stories. And if you just look through the entirety of his stories, I mean, it's truly bizarre stuff. He wants to have a powwow with AB and Aldon Smith. He actually burnt this journal entry following this. And then for those of you guys that think he's being hacked, there's this as well, where you can see Chandler Jones clearly there. He even wrote something on his mirror here. So I don't want to say that his feelings aren't legitimate. You know, if there's something truly bothering him with the Raiders, I really hope he finds the peace he needs. If this is a mental episode, I really hope he gets the help he needs. And I'll keep you guys tapped in on this story as it goes on. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below.